There's a strange thing that happens to some people after cancer cachexia, and almost nobody talks about this. The weight and strength can come back, life can go on, but appetite? Sometimes that never really returns. People assume that once you survive the storm, everything resets, but for some of us, that simply isn't true. Something in our own systems changed, and the drive to eat never came back online. Welcome to the Sippable Solutions Support Show. I'm Dannie Cade, cancer survivor since 2012. And if you would, I'd love it if you'd help me help others by hitting the like, subscribe, or follow button. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. Now, before cancer, hunger was simple. Your body told you it needed food, you ate, problem solved, right? But after cachexia, the signal can stay quiet. I don't experience hunger in the traditional sense anymore. I don't crave pizza or think about what's in the fridge. What I get instead are the early warning signs of hypoglycemia. Shakiness, monkey brain, that dimming lights feeling. That's my version of hunger now. And when it hits, I'm not standing in the kitchen trying to decide what I want, because the honest answer is nothing. Planning a meal, cooking it, sitting down, it feels like unnecessary work. So I grabbed the fastest, simplest solution. Now, I'm not talking junk food when I say that, but a meal replacement drink, a bar, a banana, something nutrient dense that solves the problem in 30 seconds so I can get back to my day. What's interesting is that this isn't unusual. Researchers know cachexia doesn't just strip weight. It disrupts the brain systems that regulate appetite. The hypothalamus gets flooded with inflammatory signals, hormones that normally tell us when to eat or how rewarding food feels gets all scrambled. During the illness, that disruption is obvious. What scientists are realizing is that sometimes the system doesn't fully reset. The body recovers, but the appetite stays muted. Hunger becomes unreliable. Eating becomes something you do because you need fuel, not because your body is calling you to the fridge. Some clinicians, they use a term for this, mechanical eating, eating by intention rather than appetite. And the body needs nutrients, so you provide them. It's not about pleasure, it's about function. And it doesn't mean that you hate food. I don't. When I sit down and eat, I enjoy it just like anybody else. The desire just rarely starts the process. Once you understand that, the strategy around food changes. Instead of waiting for appetite to show up, you build systems that make fueling easier. That's where simple, sippable nutrition becomes incredibly useful. When appetite is weak, chewing through a full meal can feel like drudgery. Drinking calories is a heck of a lot easier. There's no prep, no cooking, no staring into the fridge, trying to figure out what you're supposed to want. You grab it, sip it, and move on. For people who've lived through cachexia, that simplicity can be the difference between staying nourished and slowly sliding back into underfueling. Liquid nutrition, meal replacements, protein shakes, nutrient-dense snacks, they bypass the appetite problem entirely because you're not sitting down to a full meal. You're just sipping this through the day like it's a cup of tea. Cancer changes people in ways that don't show up in charts. Doctors track the tumors and blood markers, but not how your relationship with food evolves 10 years later. Talk to enough survivors and you're going to hear the same story. The appetite never fully returned. The hunger signals changed. Eating became more intentional. And that's not failure, it's adaptation. When you've spent months fighting to keep weight on while your body's burning itself down, food stops being entertainment. It becomes survival equipment, fuel for the system. So once you've lived through that, it's hard to think about meals the same way again. But if the goal is staying nourished and keeping the engine running, mechanical eating and simple solutions aren't a problem at all. Whether you're newly diagnosed, losing appetite, or years out but still changed, The guide that I put together is designed to make staying fueled easier. It's hard to keep weight on when you have no appetite, you're nauseous, or foods, that shred you when you do eat. What's in the guide is going to help you with all of that and more. Just drop the word fuel and it's yours. Or you can just grab it from my bio. And if this helped you, please share it so it can help someone else. Thanks, everyone. Make it a super day. And I look forward to seeing you next time.